What's up guys, today we're talking about Harpie Ladies. Originally played by Mai Valentine and the original Gunnar archetype, Harpie Ladies has a iconic design that almost all Yu-Gi-Oh players can recognize. Real quick side tangent, has anyone realized that all Yu-Gi-Oh archetypes are either robots, dragons, or beautiful women? Hey, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I love robots, dragons, and beautiful women as much as the next guy. It's just something I've noticed. But anyways, that is not the point of this video. The point of this video is to answer the question, how good were Harpie Ladies actually? Harpie Ladies debuted in June of 2002 in the set Metal Raiders. To start off, we have Harpie Lady, a 1300 attack level 4 vanilla monster. And then we have Elegant Egotist, a spell card that allowed you to special summon a Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady Sisters. And Harpie Lady Sisters was a level 6 effect monster that could only be special summoned by Elegant Egotist. Now before I get started, not all vanilla monsters are bad. Well, most of them are, but hey, my best friend Jerry is a vanilla monster, so you can't say I'm anti-vanilla monster. Now, how do I say this? This first round of support was really bad. Having a 1300 attack vanilla monster is just really not that good even back then. A vanilla monster in early Yu-Gi-Oh was only there to be a beat stick, and 1300 attack just wasn't doing it. Luckily, Harpies got more support later on in the year with the set Pharaoh's Servant with the release of their new boss monster, Harpie's Pet Dragon. This monster gains 300 attack for each Harpie Lady in the graveyard. Did I say fortunate? Because I meant unfortunate, because this card's ass.
We're not gonna poop, we're not gonna get a boner, and we're certainly not gonna have unwarranted sex with the ladies.
I really hope we get a good card soon, because there's only so many ways I can call a card bad. In April of 2003, Harpies got a new spell card in Harpie's Feather Duster. This card released as a promo for a video game called Worldwide Edition Starway to the Destined Duel. Fun fact, I bought this video game used, thinking that there would be a Yu-Gi-Oh card in it. I was a dumb little kid, okay? The worst part is, I'm pretty sure I thought I was going to get one of the Egyptian god cards way before they were even printed. But anyways, Harpie's Feather Duster destroys all your opponent's spells and traps. Holy shit, stop the presses, they actually made a good one this time. Destroying all your opponent's spells and traps in one fell swoop was, is, and always will be good. Now, there's only one problem. It doesn't require a Harpie Lady to actually use, so no point in using them, just play Harpie's Feather Duster. Now, at the time, it was pretty rare for an archetype to get multiple cards like this, but Harpie Ladies got another round of support in August of 2005 with the release of Cybernetic Revolution. Harpie Ladies received 3 new main deck monsters in Harpie Ladies 1, 2, and 3. Harpie Lady number 1 gave you 300 extra attack to all your wind monsters. Harpie Lady number 2 would negate flip effect monsters. And Harpie Lady number 3 would make it so if your opponent attacked this monster during their turn, that monster couldn't attack for the next 2 turns. Now let me tell you, the only good thing about these cards were that they were considered Harpie Ladies while on the field and in the graveyard. Now, Konami must have really owed the Harpie Ladies some money, because they got even more support in May of 2007 with the release of the set Force of the Breaker. Harpies got Harpie Queen, a level 4 1900 beat stick that could discard itself to search Harpie's Hunting Ground. Harpie's Hunting Ground allows you to pop a spell or trap every time you normal or special summon a Harpie Lady. It's not once per turn, and it's searchable. Maybe I was wrong about Harpie Ladies. Maybe they're actually good oh, wait a minute. They have no easy way to actually special summon more than one time. But believe it or not, the crazy part is Harpies was only one wave away from being actually competitively viable. But before we go over that, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will cover Dark Magician in a 1,000 subscriber episode that will at least be a half an hour or more. But enough of that self-promotion BS. Let's get on with the video. Now, Harpie Ladies wouldn't get more support until 6 years later, in May of 2013, with the set Lords of the Tachyon Galaxy. In this set, Harpies got Harpie Chandler, a level 4 monster that allowed you to discard a Harpie to summon another Harpie from deck, and you can treat it as a level 4 or 7 while Harpie's pet dragon is on the field. They also got Harpie Dancer that allowed you to bounce a wind monster back to your hand and special summon another Harpie Lady, and their new boss monster, Harpie's pet Phantasmal Dragon, that was a level 4 Xyz monster that allowed you to attack directly and protected your Harpies from targeting effects or attacks. Unfortunately, we can't have everything, and this monster needed material for either effects to apply, and this monster detached one material per your end phase. Admittedly, it would be kinda nutty if it didn't have that asterisk, but it did end up in top 16 at YCS Sydney in 2014. I can't say that it was like meta defining, but it was at least functional, and that's more than I can say about most anime archetypes. Admittedly, the deck did peter out shortly after this, but the deck got even more support in January of 2019 in the set Legendary Duelist Sisters of the Rose. In this set, they got Harpies Perfumer, a level 4 monster that allowed you to search for any spell or trap that mentioned Harpie Ladies. And if you had a Harpie already on the field level 5 or higher, you got to do this twice. Harpie Lady Oracle that allowed you to special summon it if you had a Harpie Lady level 5 or higher already on the field. And you got to add a Harpie spell or trap from graveyard to hand. Your main targets would be Alluring Mirror Split, Harpie's Feather Rest, Harpie Lady Elegance, and most importantly, Harpie Lady's Featherstorm. Harpie's Featherstorm is a trap card that allows you to negate all your opponent's monster effects until the end of that turn. If you control a Harpies monster, you get to play this from your hand, and if this card is destroyed, you get to add a Harpie's Feather Duster from deck to hand. Not only is this a good card, but any win deck would play this card based on the first effect alone. Now, the rest of the cards are solid support, not anything crazy, but definitely something that the deck can use and many other anime decks would absolutely do anything for. Unfortunately, this support didn't make the deck any more competitively viable. The main problem is that the end boards of the decks at the time were way too strong for Harpie Ladies to really handle. Konami tried to fix the problem with Harpie's last round support in September of 2020 with the set Dragons of Legend. In this set, Harpies got a new endboard piece in Cyber/Harpie Lady, a level 8 synchro monster that reads, for this card to synchro summon, you can treat one Harpie monster you control as a tuner. When a spell, trap, or card effect is activated, except during the damage step, quick effect, you can target one monster your opponent controls or one Harpie monster you control, return it to the hand. You can only activate this effect once per turn. Now, was this exactly what Harpies needed? Yes, but it wasn't really enough. And that's the real problem with this modern support for these older archetypes, is that they either need to be absolutely broken or they fall to the wayside due to the fact that these modern decks are so fast, powerful, and they have the benefit to not have to play cards that were made a decade ago. Now, there's this really good player at my locals, I'm not going to mention names, but he once brought Yugioh Primite Harpie Ladies, and it looked actually pretty good. Calling this a Harpies deck is pretty disingenuous, and I don't know if he plans on actually playing this deck in this upcoming format, but I just thought I would mention it. But that begs the question, how good was Harpies actually? Well, they are a lot better than I expected before making this video. Sorry, Harpie Ladies, I just wasn't aware of your game. But does that make it so you could show up at a YCS and dominate with Harpie Ladies? Absolutely not. Like, they are so close to being a good deck, a lot closer than I assumed. So unless you're playing Yugioh Primite Harpie Ladies, you're just better off spending your money on your actual girlfriend. Ah, who am I kidding? You're all Yu-Gi-Oh players. You're either single or you've been married for 5 years. There is no in between. The key is to find a girlfriend first and then hide all of this until you've been married for at least 5 years, and then gaslight her into believing that you have been going to Yu-Gi-Oh locals every Tuesday this entire time. But that's all I have for you guys today. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that noty bell, and smash that like button, and I'll see you guys next time.